And here we are, Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy! Yeah, for unison, folks.
Yeah, gotta love that song right there too, man. So Little Banner. Gotta love it. Sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm all pumped up. That's
He's all wound up here today.
I love that.
And it's kind of warm and funky outside, the weather.
Yeah.
But that was nice this morning, a nice and cool day. And
Better.
can't complain about that.
Big car accident right next to me on the freeway.
Oh, that's
On the way
exciting.
over, so, hey,
What'd you cause it for?
I can't help it. I'm just driving down the road and I'm so good looking that everybody was just gawking at me.
Oh, that's what happens. I know. That's why he has to drive around with tinted
I don't know.
windows.
I blew right through and I came after you.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
need
I
tinted windows
stopped
on
at
your
home
new
and-
car. That's why, Randy. Your other car had tinted windows. Now they see you. It's like, oh my gosh.
Maybe I scared somebody.
No, I don't think so. No.
Hey, well, yeah, you never know. So
But we are here today with Real Estate Talk, and we're here to talk about what's going on out there in the
Oh my
market.
gosh, oh my gosh.
If you have any questions, you can call us at 888-909-1050 or suggestions, 888-909-1050. We are brought to you by Exit Inland Realty, 951-300-1010, 951-300-1010, and American Financial Network.
Okay, thank you.
With Duffy Findlay is here today representing them. And what's a good number they could reach you at, Duffy?
Hey, give us a call at 951-545-0551, a 951 area code 545-0551, and you get my name, my number, and or you'll get my information, and you'll also hear my assistant Krista. Get a hold of us. We'll definitely get right back to you.
excellent.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Well, that's good. So what, Randy, what you got over there in headlines today? We
Well-
start off with our usual real estate headlines.
Hey, healthiest end to spring home buying season in 3 years.
All right.
For the first time in 3 years, July data shows that the price appreciation and inventory increases established during peak buying season from April to July continue their upward trend untouched by external economic factors, according to the Realtor.com July National Housing Trend. Realtor.com July 20th National Housing data reveals homeowners are more optimistic about selling than in previous years. The number of homes on the market increased to 2.3 compared to last wrong page.
Last year.
Yeah, I just went to the wrong page. I don't know what's going on with me. Compared to last year, and increased 4.5% over June. One factor fueling the uptick in inventory is a strong 7.5% increase in the median list price year over year. Despite the higher prices and more homes on the market, buyers are snatching up properties faster than last year. The median age of inventory July was 82 days.
So that's like what, less than 3 months?
It's 3 days faster than in July.
Oh, okay. Boom.
2013, 3 days
Yeah,
faster
well,
than a year ago.
Yeah.
So, it's minuscule increases, and you read these things, and if you don't really pay close attention to it all the time, Bob and I kind of talk about this, is that if you don't pay close attention and you just read that, man, you would think, man, real estate market's on fire.
Yeah.
It's great news, but it really is.
That's what it sounds like when you're reading, and I'm thinking,
Well,
you know what?
I'm-
We're doing business, but it ain't like it's just falling off, off the shelves.
I'm optimistic when
Right.
I'm reading, I'm
Right,
reading
right.
this
That
little
sounds
bit
it does
deep,
sound good. And it still says a good time to be doing something,
but
right?
they're just slight upticks, it's just a little bit of increase in the market, here and there.
Right.
I mean, really, 2.3% in inventory or something.
I don't even know if that's true. I mean, as inventory, we keep
No.
hoping that it'll start showing up, but
No,
it's
we got
still
2.9 months worth of inventory sitting there, and we typically need to have 6 months worth of inventory in the market.
Well, let's have a counterpoint to that.
Point and counterpoint, and it's an idea for a show, Bob.
And here's a
Counterpoint,
question.
point.
What is our day after plan? You won't like the answer.
Oh.
Dear concerned American, Mount Weather is a national security stronghold located near the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's a maze of underground bunkers known as Area B. My colleagues have given Mount Weather the code name High Point Special Facility. Now, the reason I'm telling you about this
Okay.
is the primary command center here is codenamed Site R and nicknamed The Rock. And I'm sharing this with you now because this gentleman's colleagues and the U.S. Intelligence Community have uncovered a series of alarming signals that point to a fast approaching 70% stock market crash.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we have begun to prepare for an unstoppable $100 trillion American meltdown that will unleash in its aftermath. Unfortunately, our government has already put emergency measures in place for this coming catastrophe, and they call it the day after plan.
Wow.
And these two
Dollar
locations,
late, day late, dollar short, somewhere.
and these two locations at Mount Weather and Raven Rock have major roles to play ahead. So, this is an election year, and what you're reading and what you're hearing on the news and on the radio and in the internet and all that stuff, 99% of it is propaganda to make people feel good. So when November, the first Tuesday in November rolls around and we have congressional elections, they're all gonna go, hey, everything's wonderful, let's go vote. But
Warm and fuzzy.
in truth, I've read a number of economists and people that are prognosticators of the future, and a number of them are not predicting such a rosy future as this article here is predicting. So, we're here to tell you both sides of the story. We're not here to just, mimic what these other news media people are saying and say, oh yeah, that sounds great, everything's wonderful.
So we're here to tell them about the good and the not so good.
That's right, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Hey, we need to talk about me like that.
Da-da-da-da,
Hey,
da-da.
so Bob,
That's the pretty.
what do you think about that? I mean, you think, what a lot of people don't really realize is what is not being said at all. I mean, because we want to make things sound like it's rosy, so you go out and vote, but there's the people on the other hand want to make it sound terrible, so you go out and vote for the other team, right? But what are the things that aren't being said sometimes are what I really wonder about, What are they not talking
The
about?
cover up, you mean?
Well, it could be cover up,
Muffle it.
Perfect example could be,
Well, look, you gotta figure the majority of the media are there's only 5 major media companies. And they're all owned, or the majority of their shares and things are all owned by other companies, in the Fortune 500.
Yeah.
So, they only have a vested interest in telling the story they want to tell. And the problem in America is we don't get to hear both sides of the story. Remember in the old days, we used to have underground newspapers,
Right.
where we could get a dissenting opinion
You can't
or a
hardly get a
dissenting
newspaper
view.
now.
They bought them out of business or they ran them out of business.
Some of the stuff that's been televised, you used to watch on TV, some of the shows, I won't even go into the names of them, but, Glenn Beck. But I mean, he just disappeared off the TV station. Why? Because he was telling the truth. He was giving us
Yeah, but
facts
90% of what he
going on.
said didn't come true.
Well, but a lot of it was also happening right before our faces, and nobody was paying attention. He at least, I think, brought that to the threshold, and everybody was like,
Didn't make any difference,
that
did
can't
it?
be happening. Well, no, because they also shut him off the air. They kind of shut him up. And I mean, you can't shut some people up, but he pretty much disappeared. You wonder how he got bought out.
Well, it's not that you got bought out so many times. If you own the news station, you just don't renew the guy's contract.
Well, whatever it is, he disappeared. Now you can still hear him on
Satellite.
internet satellite stuff, but it's not like it was where we used to sit and watch him on a
Well, the
weekly
problem
basis.
with some of those people is, and they may tell a good truth in their story, right? The challenge is that they come off so
I
far
know.
to one side or the
I
other.
know. I agree. I
And
understand what you're saying, but it was also giving people facts that I don't think the government wanted to be always relayed out to the public.
Well, there's probably some truth to that.
That's why you're even saying what's being not said is some
Well,
things
you
that
two
I
are
think he was
Rush
saying.
Limbaugh kissing cousins anyway.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of facts going on that we aren't aware of because whoever they are, don't want us to know. They only want us to know what they want us to
know.
hear. And like you just said, the warm and fuzzies are still being put out right now when really there's a lot more things that are going downward and slipping and sliding the wrong way for us, and we just don't know about
The
it.
5 main
That's
news
exactly right.
stations, they get the sound bites from whoever they're
Who's
at,
gonna-
and they
who's
don't
paying?
vet any of the information, whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, sideways. They just, well, he said that, this, that, the other thing, and that's just what they go with.
Right.
Well, that's the downfall of our 24/7 news cycle. They want to get anything out there to fill the time.
And be the first one to break that story.
And like you
Right.
said, many times they don't take time to vet it or anything like that.
Confirm it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, they did confirm that the guys got their heads cut off. I mean, that was
That's-
something they went right away, and the government came right out and said, yep, that's a genuine video. They
Wow.
cut his head off.
Well,
But
and
there's
our
other
goal
things
was
that
all
nobody
over,
vets.
Joan Rivers, all over the news, right?
Yeah.
They vetted that, I guess.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's...
she was in an induced coma, and I heard she just passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
well,
pretty
we'd like
sad.
to send out our condolences
Yes.
on Joan
She
Rivers
was a
to
pretty
all of her
awesome lady.
fans and family. But She was the female Don Rickles, I guess is the
Yeah,
best way to
she
describe
was.
her. Yes.
Yeah, she said she was going in for on the night of her, going into the hospital. She was talking about her operation that was just making fun of it and making it so it was a simple operation. She went in because her voice was getting raspier, so she was going to have a little
Well,
minor voice operation.
anesthesia is dangerous any time they put you under.
Right.
Most people don't realize that.
Yeah, it's a risk.
I think about that. You go in and you think, oh, bye-bye. And then, you may never come out.
That's possible.
And especially when you're
Age.
older and you're up in those ages, your body's already kind of like checking out pretty soon anyway. So I think that anesthesia can actually just say, well,
You're asleep, let's
you're
do
asleep,
that.
let's just go ahead and move on.
Yeah. So hey folks, you're listening to Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy, and we are going to take a real short break, so stay tuned with us. This is KCAA, let's see, what's that slogan? The station that leaves no listener behind.
All right. Never.
What a perfect evening. Impeccable service. It's always wonderful to deal with the very best.
That reminds me, we need to call our realtor.
Exit Realty. Work with accomplished professionals who share your goals. You deserve the best return on your invested time. Think Exit. Exit Realty.